What's up, guys? Back in another video, and today we're gonna be watching scary videos on YouTube. I don't know what I'm looking up though, and I'll see you when I find it. So we found it. You guys can hear.
Number 1.
Okay.
I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me.
What the heck?
I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt.
Kick it! Oh, you can't.
Number 2.
Got buried alive.
I woke up to hear knocking on glass.
Okay.
At first, I thought it was the window. Until I heard it come from the mirror again.
What the heck?
Number 3.
What?
There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping.
Oh.
I live alone. Number 4.
What the?
My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house.
Okay.
She was murdered by an intruder 2 years
What the heck?
I never go to sleep. But I keep waking up.
What the heck?
Number 6. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting hands through my chest, her other hand muffling my scream. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open.
Oh, that would be creepy.
There's nothing like the laughter of a baby. Unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone.
That one wasn't that scary. It's kind of funny.
I begin tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
Oh my goodness.
I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face. Until one day, when I realized that she was always looking just behind me. Number 10. A girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs. So she got up and started to head down. As she got to the stairs, her mother pulled her
Oh.
I heard it too.
Oh my gosh! Oh! Call the cops! Call the cops!
Stay in here and don't make a sound.
Call your husband or something? Yes! What the? Oh, she almost broke into the closet! She's lucky. Okay, good. She's safe. Go out. Run, 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 run! Sapper. Look at the mom. So that's it for right now, and yeah, see you guys in a little bit. I'm putting another video. Yeah, I'll try to find one. Let's wait, I'm pausing it. So we found an animation. It's an animation one. What is it?
My name is Nikki and I'm 19 years old. This past December, I got myself a Christmas temp job.
It's a girl,
Amazon,
and it's a boy talking.
It gets pretty busy around that time for deliveries, obviously, because it's Christmas. Right away, I hated the guy I was helping with deliveries. His name was Frank. To describe him, he was a bit overweight, didn't shave well, and his hair was short. I didn't like him because he was very rude and seemed like he was in a bad mood all the time. And I would be in the van with him most of the time, making deliveries, and it was very awkward. I tried to make conversation with him, but like I said, he was very rude. And there was no point in trying after about 2 times. I thought about quitting, to be honest, or at least be with a different delivery driver, but I didn't want to cause any trouble. I was a temp after all and needed this job. I thought Frank was really rude and socially awkward and not a nice person to be around, but I never thought he would harm me in any way. One evening after finishing deliveries, we were driving back to the Amazon warehouse, or at least that's where I thought we were going. Frank passed the turn where we always go to the warehouse. As I said before, we didn't really speak, so I wasn't about to question him. He would probably snap at me anyway. After he continued driving, the more obvious it was to me he was taking me to another place, and it wasn't the warehouse. I finally asked Frank where we were going. He didn't snap at me, surprisingly. He just said we needed to run and do a quick errand. I was looking around my surroundings, and I could see that we were around empty fields and abandoned farmhouses. At this point, it was getting dark outside. Frank then pulled up next to a tall, overgrown, and unkempt cornfield. He said to me in a very firm voice to stay exactly where I was. Don't move. Frank then got out of the car and started walking up into the dirt road, disappearing into the dark of night. 10 minutes went by. I sat in the van by myself in the dark and had no idea where I was. My phone was in the warehouse in the locker, as we weren't allowed to have our phones during work hours, so I couldn't even go on my phone or use it as a light source. I needed to pee and couldn't hold it any longer, so I got out of the van and headed into the cornfield to do my business. After doing so, I started to walk back towards the van. In the near distance of the cornfield, I could see flashlights. 2, in fact. I found that really odd, as the whole area seemed to be abandoned. As I got closer to the van, I could hear a sort of heated argument going on between Frank and another man whose voice I couldn't recognize. I couldn't see him either. I heard the other man say, "Where is she? You said she was in the van." Frank then told the man that she was just in there, and she has to be around here somewhere. The other man said to Frank, "If we don't find her, you're a dead man." That's what those flashlights were. Those men were already out in the cornfield searching for me. I snuck off into the field, walking quickly, but as quietly as I could, the whole time crying and thinking I was about to die. After walking far enough, eventually leaving the cornfield, I ran down the side of a long dirt road. I have no idea for how long, but eventually I came across an old diner which was still open, thank God. Then the manager called the police for me. After this incident, I quit my job, but this wasn't the end of it. About 2 weeks after quitting my job, I got a call from my boss who employed me. He told me that I was the last one to see Frank, as no one has seen him since. Apparently there were rumors that he owed people money from gambling debts, the people you don't want to be in debt with. As much as I don't like to think about it, I'm pretty sure Frank's way of paying off his debts with those people was to hand me over to those men. And what those men had planned to do with me, I never wanted to imagine.
Yeah, I'll find it next, probably one more, and yeah, see you guys in a little bit. I'm not ending it. Yeah. Okay, this last video,
When I was about 16, I
then we're
lived in
done.
a small town. We had this abandoned house in my neighborhood. It was huge, almost big enough to call it a mansion, but it had been an empty house for a while. One day, on the first day of summer vacation, I suggested investigating inside of that house. All of my friends agreed. A few days later, around 7:30 p.m., we snuck into the house. The inside of the house had been burnt pretty badly, which we thought was the reason why the house was abandoned. Everything was kind of cool, but old and countrified. We started to check all of the upstairs and downstairs of the house, even the basement. Just at that moment, I saw something darting across the room.
What?
I started getting nervous, but then I thought to myself, it might be a squirrel or a raccoon, and brushed away my doubts. Then I went to the second floor, and my
Your
friends
girl with
followed me.
you? Did your girlfriend
I
or
opened
something?
the door, and there was a human-sized teddy bear sitting in the desk chair, facing us. We were spooked for a moment, but it didn't stop us from exploring further. We went to the third floor, and while we were searching around and taking some stuff, someone told us to look up. When we looked toward the wall, we could see the writing, "Get out." However, we all laughed. We talked about how brave we were, and then turned around to head back downstairs. All of a sudden, one of my friends, Jay, whispered that he saw something moving behind me. I turned around with my flashlight, but nothing was there. Feeling weird, we went down to the second floor again. Then, when we looked into the second floor room, I swear to God, the teddy bear was
What the
gone.
heck?
Everybody in the house said nothing at all. We all agreed that we should leave this house as soon as possible. There was a door which was connected to the kitchen, so we approached the
Go,
kitchen.
go, 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 go.
But
Can you run
just
any
at that
faster
moment,
than that?
one of my friends gasped. Everybody slowly turned around, and the teddy bear was there. It was sitting at the dinner table
Ooh,
looking
that teddy bear's
towards us.
haunted.
And when we raised our heads upwards, we could see the writing on the walls. "Get out." Getting caught or not, I wanted to leave. I wanted to be out of there. I ran out of the kitchen, but I couldn't take one step further. There was a man who was standing there. He was blocking our way through the door.
What the?
He was holding a knife. He seemed like he was almost
What
in
is
his
bunch of
mid-40s.
Freddy's or something?
He
Some
just stood there,
teddy bears or something?
staring at him, without saying anything or screaming. The man was blocking our way, and he took a step forward,
Ew.
staring
Ew,
at
how
us
ugly.
with a big, wide smile.
He's not even running.
Then one of my fearless friends that found an old hockey stick from one of the rooms stepped in front of me and shouted to him not to come any closer. The man didn't say anything. He took a couple of steps back and slowly crawled into a big hole behind a seat chair in the corner of the room. We couldn't believe what we had just seen.
No, he doesn't set him in his
Without
suits.
any
Probably
hesitation,
moves
we
him.
ran for our lives after he disappeared. As soon as we managed to get out, everyone started to run away in a hurry. As I was following them, I turned around, and I saw it. The man stood in the window and waved to us, smiling peacefully,
Ew.
like nothing had ever happened. When we finally reached
That
a
would be
safe
creepy.
place, far away from that house, we all just stood there thinking that it was the most horrible nightmare we had ever experienced. After that night, I never sneak into houses, especially any abandoned houses.
Okay, that's it for the video today. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're new, and yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye.